Yeah. So yeah, we are moving up in this world. We are back, everybody. We are back with the light skin perspective. Um, we
Yeah.
stopped for a little bit because we weren't trying to get canceled by the industry, but then we found out that the industry really don't fuck with us, so it doesn't matter anyway.
And no matter what we do, anyway, right?
Well, as you can see, we're in two different time zones. I'm in Los Angeles, and Mo Green is in a dungeon in scan in Transylvania somewhere. He's in the
Now I'm at the crib.
Mo Green is in a
Hartford.
gimp closet. He's in a gimp closet in
I'm in
Hartford,
Hartford.
Connecticut.
It does look creepy. It does look like the Blair Witch Project in the background.
looks like-
Somebody just going to jump.
It looks like
I
that
like this
scene.
look.
It looks like that scene in Pulp Fiction where they tried to fuck Ving Rhames in the ass.
You look like you're sitting in a tractor trailer with a day cab. Like you got your curtains in the back and your bed behind that shit. You just move the curtains.
My bed is behind my curtains. That's why.
Yeah, see? It's just like a trucker. Same shit.
my bed that's just not made.
So man, you finally got some balls and you came back to the light skin perspective. You thought it was going to ruin your Hollywood career.
Oh no!
But then you realize
I just don't care.
You realize Hollywood, there's no chubby light skinned guy that's like halfway in shape in Hollywood. They either fat as hell or diesel.
I'm still not putting the other episodes back up. This is the crazy part.
It's on my page, so we're good.
Yeah, that's because you don't have confidence in yourself. In the future. I'm sorry. That was mean as hell. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say it like that. That was mean as hell.
It's messed up.
What I'm finding out is that I'm actually really evil inside. That's the reason why I'm suffering from heartburn, because I have so much evil inside that I don't say. That it's starting to kill me.
It bubbles up like lava, like acid.
Yeah, it's starting
until it spills out.
McDonald's.
And then you attack Mo Green.
No, I don't attack Mo Green.
You got a shitty connection, man. You look like at the credits at the end of Matrix.
No, you look like you have a shitty connection.
Nah, mine look fine. I'm watching my playback right here, man.
I guess we're gonna have to see what the playback looks like when we're finished recording, and we'll see if we both have shitty connections.
Let me try to adjust my light. Adjust my lighting real quick. No. I'm just adjusting the lighting.
Oh, I thought you were running off of a generator.
Something louder. Yo, man, it's vampires in here, yo.
Yeah.
I like that one.
No, you're sitting there like Interview with the Vampire.
I know. Except
you're like that Silence of the Lambs.
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill, that's his name.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
But
we're back. There's dogs barking next door. There's white women screaming.
I'm hearing creepy white noises in your place, man.
The ghost of white women's past is next door making noise with stupid dogs.
Right.
But yeah, so we're back. We decided bringing back the light skin perspective. We don't care what you think about the name because we're just two light skinned people. We don't care.
With a perspective.
We're a perspective. We don't discriminate against. It's not a discriminatory thing. But I mean, shit. There's a lot going on. Happy belated New Year, by the way, 2022.
Oh yeah, man.
What have you been up to?
Oh man, just getting back out there in Connecticut. They've been real lax, or not lax, but just not as hard as far as with COVID restrictions and all that. So we never really missed a beat. This year I've been doing like a lot more hosting, like getting permanent weekly spots, and just like hiring like a bunch of comics, man. So I just been trying to stay active on that front, and just trying to get the perfect 5 minutes tape to get me like, you know, to hopefully give me an opportunity to get into any situation I want to get into. That's what I've been doing, man. You know.
In Connecticut, they actually don't believe in disease. Everyone in Connecticut believes in horses and guns, but no one believes in diseases.
No, we just actually followed the rules from the beginning.
Did you follow the rules? Really?
Yeah, CT was it was tight when it started. Oh yeah, lockdown, yo.
Because I remember when I came, everyone was like, "No, I'm not. We're not doing that."
That's how we figured it out. Yeah. Yo, how come your head look? Why does your head look like it's like superimposed on like somebody else's shoulders? Is that like a DJ background?
Why does your head look like an ashy milk dud?
It looks like a cardboard cutout. You just put your head inside and just move.
You look like you're laying behind the refrigerator.
You look like your head could just do it like a 360, just turn this way.
That's so I can watch my back.
You look Asian black. Your name is Samuel Wong.
Yeah, I got eyes.
Your name was Don Wang.
I got chinito eyes. I can't help it. My whole family we have chinito eyes. I need to do like 23andMe. I need to do a 23andMe and see if I'm a percentage Asian.
Yo, if you see how your face looks with your squinty eyes and your big glasses, you look like you're culturally appropriating Asian niggas. You go
Who ching chong now?
That's it. You ever realize Chinese people laugh in Chinese? Yo, you know I used to actually do that shit on stage.
Yeah. Speaking of Chinese, have you seen Turning Red?
No, what was that?
It's a Disney Pixar movie called Turning Red. It's about a young Chinese Canadian girl who she's 13 in the movie, and she turns into a big red panda. Like while she's going through puberty, she turns into a big red panda, and the movie's actually pretty dope.
Oh, okay.
I actually enjoyed the movie. I just watched it a couple days ago. And initially, I was concerned because, you know, in the previews, she was all sassy and stuff, right? Like, she would talk and she would go like this and snap her fingers and do this and all that stuff. And a part of me was like, I'm worried that they're going to be, like, appropriating black culture the whole time, but there's not going to be any black people in the movie. Because, you know, a lot of cultures do that. They take, like, hip-hop culture or black American culture that they see on TV, and they emulate it because that's like the epitome of cool, right?
Yeah.
But when I saw the movie, I was pleasantly. The movie's really good.
What's it called again?
Turning Red.
Turning Red. Yeah.
All the characters were relatable. It was funny. I cried a couple times. It's about family. It's about tradition. It's a great movie.
You one of them dudes that be crying at movies?
Yes. I don't give a fuck.
Well, why you with your homeboys?
No, I watch movies.
Yeah, no. So when you go to the movies with your homie, right? When y'all sit, do you sit right next to him, or do you leave space, like one seat between?
I go to all my movies by myself.
Okay, all right. Do you sit like in the very front row and look up, or do you sit in the back upper row like a creeper?
I sit. I usually sit in the center, third from the back.
Oh, okay, all right.
And I see as many movies in specialty screens as possible, either IMAX or Dolby Cinema.
So you just stand there and just like go movie hopping without paying?
No, I have one of those AMC A-lister passes.
Oh,
yeah, I'm a
like
cinephile. I'm a cinephile at heart, man.
One of those nerdy dudes, man. You have passes.
I've been a cinephile ever since college.
So what? You think you're better than me, man? Because you got like cinephile passes, man? Forget that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from Ohio, man. We don't do stuff like that. We don't do things like that out here, man. For real, man. Light skin perspective, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm totally better than you. I'm better than you. I go to the movies. I enjoy movies.
You be eating, drinking soda and eating popcorn, huh?
No, I stopped doing that because I'm trying to be healthy. So I actually stopped eating snacks.
No snacks?
No snacks.
So you ain't going. So you're not going down on these chicks then, huh?
Because I used when I used to go to the movies, I used to go and get popcorn, flatbread pizza, red vines, and Sour Patch Kids watermelon, and an icy. And I would have to shit after like every movie. Yeah. Like it was horrible. And on top of that too, because I'm older now, on top of that too, I was actually feeling sick. Like I was feeling sick afterwards. So
yeah, so you had to stop doing it. You probably gave yourself an ulcer. You probably gave yourself an ulcer.
Let me tell you something. This getting old and being able to eat all the stuff that you want.
Oh my God, it's so much better.
It's so scary.
It sucks.
Because I suffer from acid reflux. I suffer from acid reflux. So what happens is if I eat after 8 p.m. or really late and I go to bed, or if I drink or something, I like stop drinking too.
Good, that's good. That's real good, man.
I have a drink every now and then now, but like I stopped drinking cold turkey, because it really causes like chest pains and shit.
Oh yeah.
So unfortunately.
I mean, if you want to preserve this little shell that we have as long as we can, there's certain things you have to change. I mean, we can go down a list of comedians, famous comics that didn't make it past 40, 41 years old. And it's like, you're not 40 yet, but I just turned 43. So I want to try to preserve this as much as possible. So if that means I can't be eating Ben & Jerry's every day and it's pizza every day, then it is what it is, man. I got to cut back. You know?
Eat less ice cream, eat more pussy.
Facts. But these hoes be acting too conceited though.
That's definitely going to be that's definitely going to have to be a shirt. But yeah, because it takes a long time to get anywhere in comedy, so you don't want to get somewhere in comedy and then you turn around and have a heart attack.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
As soon as you take off and he just died like a Charlie Murphy. Even though I feel like he's experienced success for a long time, but it's like he passed as soon as he really started to blow up. Like he was on Power, you know, he was making like a lot of appearances, and then just bam, just died.
Yeah.
You know, that sucks.
So, if you're drafted for World War III, do you think you would be ready?
Yeah, hell yeah.
You think?
I'll be like a chef though. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be cooking like sausages and lettuce, man. I gotta make sure these soldiers is ready, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta chop this up. You feel me? Because you can't be no like regular acting chef, or they're gonna think you're gay. Like pate, this nigga gay because he said pate and shit. So
it's okay.
Got this patty for you
right now. It's
yo,
okay to be
it's not patties. It's not pates, it's patty, my nigga. I got these patties for you.
No, it's okay to be gay in the military now. I know I'm definitely going to be working in the IT department of the war. I'm going to be in the war. I'm going to be in the war IT department, hooking up machines and network cables.
And it's going to be some gay big IT dude trying to hook up you, trying to plug into your unit.
I mean, sure. I mean, I guess. I mean, I'm going to say no, but if he's there, I mean, no one is out there trying to fuck like that on the battleground. You think people are going to be running around the war zone trying to grab butts?
Hell yeah. You never seen the movie? Oh my God. What's the Sacha Cohen movie at the end when they thought it was about to be the end of the world? So the two dudes just hooked up with each other, but then they saved the world, so they just did it for no reason.
I don't know what movie that is. I have to see it.
Sacha Baron Cohen, whichever movie he plays, that rapper, that fake bootleg rapper guy.
The Ali G?
Yeah.
Ali G? Yeah, I don't know. I think I would. I have my viewpoints of this generation, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Like, I think that Russia could send a missile filled with gluten and wipe out half of Los Angeles. So, I don't necessarily, but I could be wrong.
Gluten.
But
What's the thing that the left hates? Hey, yeah, the left, they do hate gluten. Los Angeles left
I mean,
definitely
it's
hates
not
gluten.
even the left. It's just people in general. They hate
I was like,
gluten, and they're
yes.
all allergic to peanuts. So just fill that shit up with some gluten
Yo,
filled peanut
speaking of
butter.
which, I cut peanuts out of my diet completely, and I've noticed a huge difference in my skin and breakouts, all that shit.
God damn it! I gotta cut
Yeah.
out everything that's delicious. Fuck.
Because almond butter is disgusting. I'm not even gonna hold you. It's nasty, but when you mix it with a smoothie, it tastes good. But by
I gotta do
itself,
smoothies too. Fuck. Because
yeah,
I gotta get skinny.
yo,
I gotta get skinny. That's it. And I gotta drink
yo,
pineapple juice.
almond butter. That's what you give your kid if they was bad. So you want to give them like a bland dinner, just like a rye bread with almond butter and jam. You had his cardboard sandwich.
That actually sounds delicious to me.
Actually does sound pretty good. But not if you're
So
6 years old. Not if you're six and your tongue's conditioned by frosted flakes and cinnamon toast crunch.
we used to eat cheese. We used to eat Chuck E. Cheese pizza back then. That shit was nasty as shit.
Yo, it probably. I wonder how many kids got cancer like later on in life because of their Chuck E. Cheese
Because
habit.
of Chuck E. Cheese pizza. No, Chuck E. Cheese pizza is a landfill, and plus they probably got STIs on their foreheads from the ball pit and stuff because people were peeing and pooping in the ball pit.
I think like the same material that they use to make army barricades, they use to make the cheese and Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
and what about the pizza that they used to make at school lunches?
Oh yeah, it looks like Ilios pizza.
Yeah,
Square.
That cheese was hard.
And like the meat, if it was sausage, that's not meat, man. I don't know what that is. That's like some.
No, that's why we had boobs in elementary school because it was like soy.
That's a,
At my
that's why
school,
you like it. You're like 12 and the chick has quadruple D's. Like what?
my school my school tried to have a McRib.
Oh no! How'd that turn out?
I used to get two of them shits. I'm like, why is there broccoli sprouts in my McRib?
So, if your parents ever did anything terrible in your life, it's to allow you to have the school McRib and not preach against that shit. Because it talks about not putting bad stuff in your body. Ain't nothing worse than ribs from high school.
And it's not even ribs. It's
McRibs.
It's not even a McRib.
Some boneless, gelatinous tofu.
It's liquid that they put into a mold and they freeze it and dunk it in barbecue sauce.
So it's like pudding.
It's congealed sustenance. Like if an astronaut
yeah, I was gonna say that
space station, he's like, I want to make rib, and he gets a package and he squeezes the shit in his mouth. That's what it is.
Yo, we was right here. I was about to say astronaut. That's funny as shit. Yo.
It's fucking giving us fucking space food in school.
And then they wonder why some of y'all became autistic.
Yeah, that's why our kids are autistic now.
Yeah, it's
not my fault. It's not my fault. I was in remedial classes. It's because the lunch was whack. Yo,
oh man, that's funny, man. That's good.
So
I see Key and Pill all over that shit, man.
Yeah. So I mean, this Ukrainian Russia thing is interesting because I think Putin thought that since the Russian president is a comedian that Ukraine was a bunch of pussies, and they're not. They actually stayed. They stayed and fought like they were waiting for the Russian army on the back of grizzly bears. Like it was, they were tougher than they. Mm-hmm. But the weird, haven't you noticed that like no black people give a fuck about the Ukrainian-Russian war?
Yeah, no. It's funny. Like we don't, but like the media, like they're trying to like. I think like for the first week, most black people was like, we don't give a fuck. They kept showing the Tupac meme with the fingers like this, like we don't give a fuck. So then what they started doing is they were starting to show like Africans in the Ukraine getting like denied getting on trains and stuff like that, as if that's going to pluck on our heartstrings as Black Americans, but it's like African niggas don't fuck with us neither. Though, so it's like we don't care about them.
Well, I think so. This is my thing about that.
Mm-hmm.
I do, to a certain extent, I do believe in Pan-Africanism. And if you don't know what Pan-Africanism is basically a global community of Black people. That's basically, in a nutshell, what it is, right? And the benefit of that is that you're able to hold people accountable when they fuck with your people, right? So if like the police, for example, fucks with Black Americans, then the coalition of Black, coalition of Pan-Africanism will hold the police department of America, of the United States, accountable, right? Because there's this code. You've heard the expression being on code,
Yeah, of course.
There would be this code where it's like, oh no, you can't fuck with us, right? Because let's face it, the NAACP, they don't do shit except let white people in to be president and make all the rules and stuff like that, right? So the NAACP, they'll go after simple stuff like, what? There's a black puppet on Sesame Street? We don't like that. But when it comes to like real shit, the NAACP doesn't do anything, right? So if there was a global defensive, I don't know if that's a word, of blackness, we would probably see a difference, right? So when I saw what was happening to the Africans, I was basically like this. All the arguments that we're having with each other, African Americans and Africans, it doesn't mean shit. It really doesn't. It doesn't mean shit. If you're African and you don't fuck with African Americans, or if you're African American and you don't fuck with Africans, that's your prerogative. But people don't fuck with us as a whole.
No, for no reason.
For no reason. And it really look. How racist do you have to be for your house to get blown up? And you're still like niggas, like it doesn't like.
Yeah. That's
like,
crazy. Yeah.
Like you got to be racist to be running for your life, and still not liking another person because of the color of their skin. And then at the same time, you're openly disliking another person because of the color of their skin, and then you're turning around and you're saying you should help us.
Yeah. But we want your sympathy, though.
We want your sympathy. And as a black person, what? I'm like, the fuck you talking about? Like, I don't know if you saw the article, but there's an article that came out where it said the Peace Corps is advising black volunteers that they may be called the N-word.
Oh, yeah, I heard about it.
By Ukrainian refugees.
Yeah, I heard that shit, yeah. And these are the people that you want us to wave the blue and yellow in front of our yards.
It's how racist do you have to be? How racist do you have to be like, yo, we need help, we're dying, but we still hate niggas. Like, do you understand? Like,
that shit is wild, man.
It's so goofy. And what's interesting about other countries is that they're very open about it too. Because, like, for example, when you watch the news and stuff, they've been like, oh, well, it's different now because these aren't like Africans or like Muslims. These are blonde hair, blue eyed people that look just like you and I. So and it's just like, wow, y'all don't give a fuck. And then you have the gall to try to make us feel like, but what's funny about it too is that nobody's vocally saying anything about it when black people are like, yo, they don't fuck with us. Because right now the narrative is to support Ukraine.
Yeah.
So people are kind of like, people that would usually be loud about racism and all that stuff, when it's trendy or it's convenient, they just stay quiet. They don't say anything about it. And that's why it's interesting to have these nuanced conversations. You know, I mean, that's why it's important to have these nuanced conversations because it's like both things can be true. We cannot want people to be killed in a conflict, but we can also hold them accountable for being racist. Like, for example, if I was at the border accepting Ukrainian refugees, the requirement should be to enter the United States, you cannot say the N-word ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I'm processing your paperwork and you call me the N-word or a monkey or a gorilla or some shit, I will send you back where you came from.
Yep.
Because now the question becomes, what's more important, your life or being racist?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm like, yo, I'm gonna send you back to Ukraine if you call me the N-word, can you do it? That's a challenge. Yo, you're going back to Ukraine.
So I'd rather go back home. I like N-word. I like better. Even though I might die, I prefer use N-word whenever I feel please.
That's how obsessive white people are with saying the N-word. They're literally like, we should be able to say it. Okay, well then fucking go back to Ukraine and say it then.
You're like, all right.
Yeah, go back. Yeah, go back to Ukraine and you can say it all you want over there, but don't come over here and ruin my work day. This is my job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here working. I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And you're gonna come and call me a monkey or a moon cricket or whatever to my face? No, thank you. You can do that over there. Do it over there. Call me a porch monkey on Facebook, but from over there. Don't worry about.
You say you butterscotch bald bowfinger.
That doesn't even make sense. You want to go back?
You a bowfinger.
You want to go back to Ukraine for some dumb shit like that? Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
But it's so weird. It's so weird how much people want to disrespect black people so bad that they will rather. Of course, we're probably not allowed to turn them away. You know, but we should be able to punch him at least. We should be able to do that. And if they call us the N-word, we should be able to do something. Like we can't just let them think it's okay.
Just accept that shit. One second. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I'm just gonna get up in the middle of the podcast, get back down. Mo Green looks like he looks like a single dad that plays Call of Duty.
Nobody's watching.
Oh boy. I don't know. I just I think everyone wants to be accepted, but they don't want to accept others, right? Like I've been seeing that lately in like dating. I got off the dating apps, by the way.
Oh really?
I got off all the dating apps.
How's it feel?
It feels better, but I realized that some women in real life are just as bad as they are on dating apps. I think dating apps has ruined our interactions.
Yeah. Because the dating apps, it makes it easier to meet people, but it's like you learn so much information. It's like, why even go on a date? A lot of people think that.
Well,
but go ahead.
I was gonna say dating apps are weird because you can either it's a balance where it seems like you give too much information or you don't give enough, right? And I think on dating apps, what happens is they try to. Some women on dating apps don't think that they need to be interesting or have communication skills for you to want to go out with them. Like when I've actually forced women to like have a conversation with me on the dating app, they'll unmatch me, and it'll have nothing to do with sex. It'll have nothing to do with sex or anything. But yo, what's your top 5 favorite movies? and then they'll unmatch. And it's like, I just want to see if you're interesting. That's it.
That's actually a good question.
Yeah.
See how they respond. Yeah.
Do you
I'm gonna start doing that.
Do you do anything? Like, that's the question.
Yeah.
You know?
The last chick I used to talk to, yo, I knew there was something wrong with her because she's about 39, but she never watches any type of TV like her whole life. So she doesn't get any reference to anything. And she's like that with music too. So just imagine making references to a song or Family Matters or Full House or something, and she just doesn't know anything. That's kind of weird. Like, how could you even like? What do you talk about? What do you joke about?
Well, I mean, and again,
You know what I mean?
okay. It's okay not to watch TV and stuff like that too, but say that. Like, be like, yo, I didn't watch TV. I read books, or I jumped rope, or I played on the seesaw, or something. Like, say like I can work with the conversation. Don't just sit there and then be like, oh, I have to like talk to you about shit, and then you get annoyed that I'm trying to talk to you. It's like
So then
people, huh? Go ahead.
I was like, then you try to hit it, and she mad because you're trying to hit it.
Because I'm like, obviously, there's nothing else here. It's either we're smashing or we're not. And if we're not smashing, then this is a total waste of time. Like, some people aren't even interested in each other, and they just go out.
You know, women, it's like they're like dead fish, and then once you be like a dead fish next to them, you just like no life, just spinning around a toilet bowl. That's
like, do you know how many women I've gone out with that have had boyfriends, or they've been like, yeah, I just got back with my ex or whatever? It's like, well, why didn't you come out then?
Yeah.
Come on. Let's be decent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's be decent. And I'm going to say this too. Some people got opinions about other people's looks that don't deserve to have opinions about other people's looks. I'm just going to say it. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous.
Well, like ugly people have opinions on other people's looks.
I'm not saying I'm the best looking person, but I'm just saying I don't necessarily. Some things we can keep to ourselves. Like, for example, I was talking to someone that I know. We were working on something, and she's a big girl. But for the sake of this conversation, we're not going to call them big. We're going to call them jolly. Jolly people.
Jolly hour.
She's a jolly young lady. And we're talking, and I'm looking at myself in my phone, and I just said, because I just said, oh, I don't look that bad. I actually look kind of handsome or whatever, right? And she looked at me. She's like, oh, well, you can think that if you want to, right? And, okay, so I have to admit that my feelings were a little hurt, right? My feelings were a little hurt. But one of the reasons I'm like is I don't usually say that about myself a lot, but I also don't go around really telling people that they're ugly. You know what I mean? So the first thing that came to my mind was, how are you going to tell me I'm ugly when you're jolly? When you're very jolly, right?
She's like St. Nicholas' wife.
And the reason is because, to be honest with you, I think that more women get sexual attention more than men. I think almost every woman, unless it's an extreme circumstance, like they're a nun or something like that, I think most women get some type of sexual attention from men, right? But there are some men that don't get sexual attention from women at all. There's some men that die virgins. Not on purpose. Like a lot of women that die virgins are virgins on purpose. But there's a lot of men that die virgins who who try not to be virgins, right? Maybe they're too desperate. Maybe they're too ugly. It's the Hunchback of Notre Dame syndrome. It's the only Disney movie where the main character didn't get to go because he was ugly as shit, right? So what happens is knowing that it's okay to tell men that they're ugly or they're not attractive or they're broke or they're not tall enough or whatever, right? But if I turn around and was like, yo, you jolly as fuck, who you think you talking to? Then it becomes, oh my God, why would you ever say that? Why are you so? And that's the reason why I say I have like evil inside of me, because people have said things to me and I'm like, if I said something back to you, I would eviscerate you.
Those are some of them. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I had a woman tell me that I met. She told me, she says I wasn't tall enough and she was not sexually attracted to me, right? Mm-hmm. This young lady, turns out, I found out later, had Magic Johnson AIDS.
Damn.
Not the Freddie Mercury AIDS, not the AIDS that kill you, but like the Magic Johnson AIDS.
Where you're a spokesperson, you can still have sex with your spouse and they don't catch it.
Yeah, you can still have sex with your spouse and they don't catch it, and
have children.
You can still be alive. You can still live, but you have to take like medicine and stuff to keep it at bay, right? Now, if I wanted to say what I wanted to say, I would be an asshole. I'm like, yo, you got AIDS. Like, me not being 6 feet is like the least of your worries. Like, you don't have to, like, don't worry about me not being 6 feet. I don't have kids and I don't have AIDS.
And they'll be mad at us. Like,
I'm already.
They'll be mad. They'll be mad at us for not. But they'll be mad at us for not being 6 feet, as if like that was our choice. Like we're just like, yo, you know what, God? 5'11". I'm good, man. 5'11".
Yeah, it's just. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to stretch my legs as much as I can. I do legs at the gym all the time. Unfortunately, it's not adding as many inches as what I was hoping.
You just got to wear the platform Timberland boots.
I'm gonna have to start wearing stilts to dates.
I mean, what are you, like 5'8"? You got 4 more inches, man. That's all. 4.
No, I'm 5'8", and I don't give a shit because I got.
You know what I'm saying?
So I don't.
you like a chubby version of Prince with bald head.
Yeah, Prince is.
You like Prince mixed with Darius Rucker. Prince could you be? I only want to be with you, girl. I only want to be with you. Prince Rucker. Oh my God. My chest hurt, man. Who's talking about?
Prince could ball like crazy though.
Yeah, that's what they say. But like,
no, it's true. But you understand what I'm saying, right? Like, I'm not saying this in a way to dog women or men that are in these particular. I'm not here to dog jolly-sized women or men. I'm not here to dog women or men with AIDS. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is how come you can just be like, oh, I don't like your shoes, so you're not my type. But it's like, but yo, you don't have an arm. You know what I mean? Like you don't have legs. Do you not like my shoes because you're jealous, or do you not like the style of shoe? It's like when
it's thirsty niggas. The answer is thirsty niggas made it like this, man.
Yeah, when did it become where everybody's opinion mattered?
Because it's thirsty dudes. Once you get this internet, this social media, this ugly, fat, armless, this homely, jolly, armless chick is getting like mad DMs from hundreds of thousands of people, and it inflates her ego so that she acts accordingly. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what else I think it is now? I think we live in a participation trophy society. Mm-hmm. We live in a participation trophy society. You're disparate because what's happening now is that we're celebrating everybody's, I don't want to call it disabilities, but we're celebrating everybody's shortcomings now. Mm-hmm. In the United States. right? So if you're a little person, because of social media, if you're like a little person or a person with like one arm and you do something on TikTok, you get rewarded.
Yeah, you do.
But it's not even like anything,
You're on Good Morning America and shit.
Like they're not showing like little people or one armed people like coding. It's like little people and armless people like pole dancing.
Not blowing bubbles.
Yeah, pole dancing,
blowing
bubbles, butt cheeks, and twerking. And it looks weird. It's a weird twerk. It's a weird twerk because they don't have arms. They don't have arms, so they're just standing there, and they look like a yard ornament. They look like one of those birds that goes up and down because they don't have fucking arms, but they're standing there and they're twerking to Meg the Stallion. And we're supposed to be like, oh my God, yes, yes, Queen, yes. Let's
not forget a stallion is a male horse, but that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, you're so brave. And then they get like 100 million views on fucking TikTok. Yeah. And then they're able to go. Then they get on America's Got Talent and they twerk with their arms. And everyone
they get representation. They get like a management.
Even though they never appear in anything because no one wants to put armless people in their movies. But we're
Yo, I thought you wasn't trying to get canceled. Yo, that's a soundbite. It's so funny. Yo, you like Tony Soprano bigots towards amputees. I know these fucking guys got no arms. They got no fucking arm, no fucking legs. They're never going to get in the movie.
But what I mean is that we all should be able to be celebrated. You know,
for sure.
You get shit on like one person, and then like I'll give you an example. This is why I think we live in a participation trophy. Because everybody wants to copy everything. Everyone's doing the basics. But for example, when you have someone like fucking Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, who motherfucking built a rocket to go to the moon, everyone has a problem with it now. So it's like, so we're going to celebrate a pygmy twerking to Shakira. But then a dude actually like builds a rocket and sends someone to the moon, and it's like, oh no, why is he doing that? That's a waste of money. He needs to use that money to blah blah blah. He needs to use that money for World Hunger. And the thing that I loved about Elon Musk, the gangster thing that he did was when the government was like, when the UN was like, yo, Elon Musk, you could use your money, to feed the hungry. You know what Elon Musk did?
What do you do?
He said, put up half the bill. He said, if you put up this amount of money, I will match it. It's your fucking job to feed the hungry. You're the United fucking Nations.
You ever notice whenever they show like Africans twerking, their butt cheeks be ashy. Yeah, what happened, man? I can't hear you. I think you muted yourself. What the hell? You can hear me, right? Everything's good for me, man.
Oh shit! I hope I didn't lose that last recording because it stopped recording.
Oh no! I saw us like talking to each other, but nothing was said though. Nothing was said. What else?
So
I forgot what I made. Some joke. I said something, and I forgot what I said.
No, I hope. So it stopped recording for a little bit. It stopped recording, but I'm gonna check to see if
I said something else.
I'm gonna have to check to see if I have another recording.
Damn, I forgot what we was talking about, yo. Damn.
No, we were talking about.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, guys. Something happened, and the recording like stopped. Hopefully, we have the rest of the recording so we can actually put this episode up.
What was we talking about though? Right before it froze up.
No, we were talking about participation trophies.
Oh yeah. But I had a bit going. I had some shit going. I just forgot. I forgot what the hell. It's going to be one of the things we're going to have to go back and watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, and it switched my mic to my computer mic. Like for some reason, this
Mm.
microphone doesn't work anymore.
It's not picking up. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still recording.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it says we got 45 minutes. It's just for like 2 or 3 minutes. It's going to be kind of whack.
Oh, did you? Is it still record? It's still recording on your end?
On my end, yeah, I see it. We're at 46 minutes.
Okay, cool. Well, then maybe we'll still.
Yeah, it's salvaged. It's just a break in it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. The point I'm trying to make is just be humble.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, that's it. Just be humble. That's the most important thing.
That's real talk, man.
And it's for everybody. It's real talk for everybody. We all need to be humble. We all need to be nice to each other. We all need to.
You never know who can come into the game like you've been doing it 7, 8, 9 years, and they leapfrog you. It happens all the time. So if you was a dick to that person, that's one less person that could potentially help you out. You know.
Well, I mean, just in general too, and I think we need to stop. We need to stop with this participation trophy lifestyle, where we're giving people really do need to earn their place. And I think we need to work on actually contributing something positive to society. To be honest with you, I think that's what we need to do. I think we've gotten away from that a little bit, where we're not really. A lot of people are we're trying to find our own bag or whatever, or figure out what it is, and we'll do anything to get the bag. But a lot of us sometimes we're not really doing anything to actually like push the needle forward, right? And that's why, to me, the Kanye West and Kim Kardashian conversation is complicated, because even though I will admit that Kanye is being mentally and emotionally abusive towards Kim and causing trauma to her, I'm never going to admit that Kim has actually contributed to society. Both things can be true.
Her porno wasn't even that good neither.
Yeah, Paris Hilton's porno was 10 times better than Kim Kardashian's porno. like from back in the day, you know, the Kardashians, they were born to money because Robert Kardashian was a lawyer and all that stuff. Kim was Paris Hilton's assistant. Paris Hilton did the sex tape, and then afterwards Kim did the sex tape, and it wasn't even it wasn't even that good. There's a lot of things that Kim has done, but keep in mind, for me, it goes back to that Ukrainian conversation. Kim has appropriated Black culture throughout her career. She's copied a lot of things that she's seen. She's gotten involved with powerful men most of the time, you know. Her mother's a smart business person. She's a socialite. She appears places. But at the end of the day, are we going to look at, is Kim Kardashian just another Marilyn Monroe or Elizabeth Taylor, where we revere them for their beauty and for their appearances? But then the question is, but what did they really do? What did they really do? You know, to like make a difference. You know, we have a black woman who's about to become a Supreme Justice.
Oh yeah. What's her name again? She has an odd, unique name.
Huh?
She has a unique name.
Her name is Jackson. Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
We have Ketanji Brown Jackson, who's potentially being confirmed to be a Supreme Court judge. You know. And again, I'm not saying this because Kim Kardashian's a woman. I'm just saying it's this participation trophy thing where it's like now she's rich, now she has 100 million followers. People are defending her as like a businesswoman and all that stuff. And I'm not taking a lot away from what she's done, but let's not act like Kanye doesn't move culture.
Exactly. Hell yeah.
Everything that Kanye does moves culture. Every time he sneezes, it's a big deal. And that's why I'm saying when it comes to like black people, it's like we move culture, and because Kanye's crazy, people are trying to forget that's what he does. That's what he does. All of his albums have been number one. Lyrics that he's written has become the lexicon that we use in English language today. He's produced some of the most influential hip hop albums in history. Somehow his line of ugly clothes is clothing the homeless, and it's making home people look homeless. So I mean, he's changing. He's actually changing. So I'm just saying, even fucking Pete Davidson. People are defending Kim Kardashian, Pete Davidson. Neither of them do shit.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's this mediocre participation trophy society that I think is weakening us, because it's just we're doing the bare minimum. Some people, and again, it's white people that are doing the bare minimum, and they're getting all the rewards for it. So it's not just across the board participation trophy. It's literally mediocre white people getting everything.
It's always been like that.
I know it's always been like that.
We do all the heavy lifting, and then like it's some random white dude takes all the credit. Like it's sad, but like 50 years from now, they're gonna be calling Eminem the greatest rapper of all time. They're gonna make it seem like he created rap.
They're gonna be like Doctor Who,
like Cool Herc, Grandmaster Flash. I don't know. I know Eminem. I know D12.
Did you Speaking of which, did you see the Fat Tuesday documentary on Amazon?
Yes, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I saw all 3 episodes, and it was dope. Like if you watch the Comedy Store, if you watch the Comedy Store documentary, to me they both align. You got to watch that one too. You know?
Yeah, I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that don't know what Fat Tuesday is, well, first of all, you should watch the documentary. If you have Amazon Prime, go on Amazon Prime right now and look for the Fat Tuesdays documentary. It's about hip-hop comedy, a.k.a. the late 80s, early 90s era of black comedy, when Def Comedy Jam became a thing, when Chris Tucker, Dave Chappelle, Bernie Mac, and all those people really started to make Chris Rock started to make their splash in the comedy scene. And the backstory basically is in Los Angeles, there was a large black comedy scene that doesn't exist now. It doesn't exist. It started off in the Comedy Act Theater, hosted by the late, great Robin Harris down in Inglewood, I believe. It was Inglewood or Compton. I can't remember. I think it was Inglewood. South of the 10, as we call it here in Los Angeles. And that's where some of the greats got started. Bill Bellamy, Jamie Foxx, Miss Laura Hayes, Adele Gibbons, et cetera, all those people, right? And at that time, white Hollywood executives were going south of the 10 to see black comedy. And they were picking the funniest and putting them on TV shows or in movies. Then 2 things happened. The LA riots happened, and Robin Harris died. Not at the same time, but consecutively. And since a lot of white people were getting dragged from their cars in Los Angeles around that time, the white executives got scared, so they stopped going to South Central. So they brought South Central to the Comedy Store, and that became Fat Tuesday. And it was started by Guy Torry.
Guy Torry, yeah.
Guy Torry, who has a brother, Joe Torry. But Guy Torry started it. Guy Torry was in he was a black dude in American History X. Not the one that got stomped, not the one that got curb stomped, but the one that was in prison with Ed Norton. And he was also Cuba
tripping.
Yeah, he was also in Cuba Gooding Jr.'s friend in the movie Pearl Harbor.
Oh, okay.
He was in a bunch of other things, but
I love in Tripping. He was a Fish, the guy with the camera. The movie Tripping with Deion Richmond. He was good in that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened with Fat Tuesday? It became the premier black comedy night. It was Tuesday nights at the Comedy Store, and it was at a time that the Comedy Store was actually tanking. The Comedy Store was about to go out of business. But Fat Tuesdays, of course, because black people, we do what we do. We make things pop. And Snoop Dogg started showing up. Mike Tyson started showing up. Regina King, Vivica A. Fox, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett,
Tupac,
Puff Daddy, as he was known back then, Mary J. Blige, Lil' Kim. Everybody started showing up. Hollywood executives started showing up. That's when Chris Tucker went on stage.
Russell Simmons.
Huh?
No, I'm saying Russell Simmons used to show up to that shit too.
Russell Simmons, and that's how Def Comedy Jam kind of got the roots started there, along with the rooms that they were doing in New York. It started there, right? Black comedy was a thing in the 90s. In the 80s and 90s, black comedy was a thing. It was our own thing, but it was respected. And to be honest with you, a lot of comedians that saw the documentary, they got upset. They got depressed because in Los Angeles, that don't exist no more. It does not exist anymore in Los Angeles. Now we have Chocolate Sundays, but the issue with Chocolate Sundays is that you have to wait 3 or 4 years to get on. You know, it's more of a system.
And if you probably gonna really get on before you get on that show.
Yeah. I can literally become famous in 4 years.
You about to tour in Germany and shit, and then you get like an email. Would you like to come do Chocolate?
It's like I'm about to go on tour. Oh, I gotta go do my 3 minutes at Chocolate Sunday.
At that point, you just use it for the credit. You got the email saying at least you got accepted.
I mean, you should be doing Chocolate Sundays more than that if you already have made it. I mean, T.I.'s doing Chocolate Sundays because he's already famous.
Is he still doing comedy?
He is. He is still doing comedy.
Yeah. Why they ain't talk about it no more?
Why? He's busy.
Why does nobody want to talk about the toilsome and the things I've been doing expeditiously throughout the different corners and regions of the vasectomy of the whole circumference of the national diaspora?
Because he's busy actually getting on stage. T.I.'s actually getting on stage. He's getting on stage every day. So,
is he? You be seeing him in L.A.? You be seeing him out here?
I only saw him once. I don't really hang out at the club.
Did you touch him on the shoulder and give him some tips?
No.
Like, listen, T.I.
Did I give tips?
Yeah. Did you give tip? Well, wait, hold, pause.
Yeah, tip is like I'm just gonna put the tip
Whoa.
in. That's his first joke on stage.
To me, like if you went to prison, like your worst nickname you could have is Tip. Yo, it's just nothing good about it.
I'm going to put the tip in expeditiously.
Expeditiously, yeah. I love giving tips.
Giving the tip. You know what I'm saying?
He said, still tipping on fofos, repping fofos.
I'm the king of the South. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you like a baby version of Mike Wilbon.
I don't know who that is. Expeditiously.
From ESPN.
Oh, okay.
Fat bald headed light skinned dude.
Do my eyes still look Chinese? You better stop talking about me being light skinned. That's colorist.
You look like you don't got no. You don't look. You got no eyebrows. It's just skull.
You look like a proud auntie watching a graduation on Zoom.
You like a light skinned Carl Winslow.
You look like Carl Winslow if he got burned in a bad fire.
You like you own a hot dog stand and you work at it with rollerblades.
You look like you're the number one customer at my hot dog stand.
You look like you sell vacuum cleaners in the 60s.
You look like your dentures are in a cup right now next to your bed.
You look like you make your own barbecue sauce in the toilet.
You look like a great grandmother at a black family reunion.
You like a nigga, Mr. Rogers.
You look like you just got back from chemotherapy.
You look like a retarded Bobby McFerrin. He be like boo 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 boo.
You look like the dude that pushes old ladies on the subway tracks.
You like a homeless ornament to like a new version of Monopoly.
You look like you punch random Asian people. Stop Asian hate.
You sell newspapers in 1920s.
You look like you're suffocating right now in a sheet of cellophane.
You look like you're wearing those glasses with the Asian eyes on it. Yo, what's your takeaway from Fat Tuesdays? We're gonna keep on roasting forever, man. We're coming up on an hour. So, what was your opinion?
I mean, what's happened? Okay, so this is the thing about Fat Tuesdays. Now, I've been in Los Angeles for 5 years, and I have produced shows, and I've had shows. All my shows have been canceled, specifically in Hollywood. In Hollywood, when I would do a show in Hollywood and produce it myself, I did one show in Hollywood at the Hotel Cafe, and we sold out. So we emailed them the next day and said, okay, when do we want to do another show? They weren't interested in doing another show. I had another friend of mine do an open mic at the Bourbon Room that was bumping. Like, people were showing up for the mic, right? But then people started renting out the Bourbon Room. His open mic canceled. There was someone else black who started he did one open mic at the Berkshire Room. The next day, canceled. There's a friend of mine right now named Steven Martin who did a bi-weekly show at a place called Formosa Cafe. Canceled as of yesterday, and they said the reason why is because there was too many black people and it's not their clientele.
Damn.
So the question is, for black comedians in LA, where are we supposed to grow?
Yeah.
It's not just that some of us aren't able to do the clubs, but it's also that when we try to actually build something for ourselves, they keep taking it away.
Yeah.
So what I took away from Fat Tuesdays is that we have to be relentless when it comes to creating our own shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Relentless.
I definitely agree. That's why I produce, not produce, but I do an open mic every week at one place. I was doing a Thursday showcase every week, but that ended as of today because basically when I was hired to do it, I thought that they already had a following and they were just hiring me as entertainment. But 2 or 3 weeks in, they're telling me to get my comics to bring people, and I have no problem with being a promoter. But primarily I was hired as a comic, you know what I'm saying? And then I got all these other titles. And so I started wearing like the promoter hat as well for the same price, like undercutting myself. And it's like, we weren't really getting numbers like how they envisioned it being. But I was under the understanding that they already had a following. They just needed the comedian. But, you know, they wanted me to bring the following and everything. And that's fine. But I had to, if I would have known that up front, things probably be a little bit different. My approach would have been different, you know?
Yeah. Well, do you have?
It is what it is. I can still use that room. I know, man, you got plans like as far as touring. I can still use that room, but just for consistent every week, the pressure of me bringing 30 or 40 people every week, it's like that business is too far away from me where I live for me to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? But I could still use that room any night that I want to for one-offs. You know, so we're still good.
So do you have any like shows or anything coming up that you want the people to know
about? Major shows coming up this Sunday at the Bloomfield Village Pizza in Bloomfield, Connecticut. Village Pizza Comedy.eventbrite.com. That's it. And I have a show. Yeah, I show this Sunday, the 27th. The headliner is John Carlo. He was voted Connecticut's funniest comedian in 2019. And myself and Cliff Mueller will be featuring. Both of us are finalists in 2021's New England's funniest comic. So it's gonna be a fun time. That's the main one I'm concerned about right now. This coming Sunday.
Nice. What's your socials?
Social, everything's Comedian Mo Green on Facebook, Comedian Mo Green on Twitter, TikTok, IG. Everything is just Comedian Mo, MOGREEN. And we are back with the light-skinned perspective, baby.
Light-skinned perspective. Well, I'm going to be at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood on March 29th.
Nice.
I'm going to be at the Brea Improv in Brea, California on March 31st. I will be at the Tampa Improv March 22nd to 24th. And then after that, I will be at the Ontario Improv the 29th through May 1st, or the 28th through May 1st, rather, in Ontario, California for now. And you can follow me at Keenan J. Floyd on Instagram. You can also follow our podcast on Instagram, LSP Cast. And we're back, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
We are back.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next episode.